Have you ever felt like you're always the one putting in the effort? Always the one initiating the conversations, planning the meetups, or checking in first? You type out that text, hit send, and then nothing. Hours pass, sometimes days. And when they finally respond, it's short, distant, and uninspired. It leaves you questioning yourself, wondering, what am I doing wrong? You feel stuck, powerless, maybe even a little invisible. It's not just about the text, it's about how their lack of effort makes you feel, as though your value is somehow tied to their attention. But let me tell you something. The problem isn't them. It's not even you. The problem is how you're approaching this entire dynamic. Right now, whether you realize it or not, you're playing the game on their terms. You're giving them all the power, and it's eating away at your confidence, your self-worth, and even your sense of peace. Every unanswered message feels like rejection. Every ignored call feels like a personal failure. And it's exhausting, isn't it? Carrying the weight of a relationship, or even just the possibility of one, on your shoulders alone. But let me ask you this. Why are you chasing? Why are you investing your energy in someone who won't even meet you halfway? Here's the truth that most people don't want to hear. Human beings are wired to take for granted what's always available. The easier it is to reach you, the less effort they'll feel compelled to give. It's not fair, and it's not right, but it's how psychology works. Think about it. When was the last time you deeply valued something that came effortlessly? When was the last time you were truly excited about something that required no work, no investment, no chase? This isn't just about them. It's about how all of us, as human beings, are wired to desire what feels just out of reach. And right now, you're making yourself too accessible. But here's the good news. This doesn't have to be your story. You have the power to flip the dynamic, to shift the balance so that they're the ones thinking about you, wondering what you're doing, and reaching out first. And the secret? It's not about playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about transforming the way you see yourself and the way they see you. This is where Stoicism comes in. The ancient Stoics understood something profound. The only thing we can truly control in life is ourselves, our thoughts, our emotions, our actions. They taught that when you focus on mastering yourself, rather than trying to control others, you become unshakable. You radiate a calm, confident energy that naturally draws people in. Now imagine combining this timeless wisdom with the subtle art of dark psychology. Don't be alarmed. This isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding how human behavior works, how scarcity creates value, how unpredictability sparks curiosity, and how detachment from outcomes makes you magnetic. When you master this mindset, something incredible happens. You stop chasing, you stop waiting for their attention, and suddenly they're the ones feeling the emptiness of your absence. They're the ones wondering, why haven't I heard from them? What are they thinking? You shift from being the pursuer to being the pursued. And here's the thing. It's not just about them. This is about you, about reclaiming your power and realizing that your value isn't tied to anyone else's attention. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't just attract texts or calls, but respect, admiration, and desire. Before we go deeper, I want you to make a declaration, a moment of empowerment. Go to the comments right now and type these words, I reclaim my power. Say it, write it, believe it, because today everything changes. Today, you stop waiting for their call and start living in a way that makes them wait for yours. Stick with me, because what I'm about to share will not only change how they see you, it will change how you see yourself. This is the beginning of something extraordinary. Let's dive in. Why don't they call or text first? Why is it so hard for them to put in the effort that seems so easy for you? Here's the thing. It's not about you lacking something. It's not even about them consciously trying to hurt you or neglect you. The answer lies in how human psychology works and how the dynamic between you has been set up, whether intentionally or not. We're creatures of habit, and habits are shaped by patterns. When you're always the one reaching out, you've unknowingly created a pattern where they don't have to. You've conditioned them to expect that you'll always initiate, always be available, and always care enough for the both of you. Over time, this creates an unbalanced dynamic where they start taking your presence for granted, not out of malice, but because it feels normal. And here's where it gets tricky. The more you chase, the more distant they become. Why? Because chasing signals neediness. It shows that you're willing to overinvest, and when someone senses that imbalance, their natural reaction is to pull back. Subconsciously they think, if they're trying this hard to keep me, do I really need to try at all? This creates a vicious cycle. The harder you try, the more they withdraw. And the more they withdraw, the harder you try to close the gap. It's like quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. And let me tell you, I know how frustrating this can be. It feels like no matter what you do, you're stuck in this exhausting loop of giving more and receiving less. But here's the part that most people miss. This isn't just about communication. It's about value. When you're always available, always giving, always chasing, you're sending a silent message that your time and attention are easy to get. And when something feels too easy, people naturally undervalue it. It's not a conscious decision. They don't wake up and think, I'm going to undervalue them today. But the human mind craves challenge, mystery, and intrigue. When everything is handed to them on a silver platter, they don't feel the need to earn it. Think about the things you value most in life. Were they handed to you, or did you have to work for them? Did they come easily, or did they require time, effort, and a bit of patience? The truth is, we all value what feels just slightly out of reach, something that we have to invest in to truly appreciate. And that's where you've been giving away your power. But here's the good news. This dynamic isn't permanent. You can change the way they see you and the way they respond to you without saying a single word. It starts with understanding one simple truth. Your value doesn't come from how much you give to others. It comes from how much you give to yourself. This isn't about being cold or distant. It's about breaking the cycle and resetting the dynamic so that they start seeing you in a new light. It's about creating space for them to miss you, to appreciate you, and to realize what they stand to lose if they don't step up. Before we move on, I want you to pause for a moment and reflect on this. You don't have to chase what's meant for you. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone, and you certainly don't have to settle for being someone's afterthought. Take a second to remind yourself of this truth, and if you're ready to break the cycle, go to the comments and type, I am worth the effort. Say it. Believe it. Because the next steps we're about to take will shift everything in your favor. Stay with me, because what's coming next will teach you how to reclaim your value, master your energy, and make them chase you. Let's keep going. Now, let's talk about the mindset shift that will change everything, the Stoic approach to relationships and power dynamics. You see, the ancient Stoics believed in one foundational truth. The only thing you can truly control in life is yourself, not other people, not their actions, and definitely not their attention or affection. Just you, your thoughts, your emotions, and your responses. Why does this matter? Because most of the frustration you feel right now comes from trying to control what's outside your grasp. You're waiting for someone else to act, to text, to call, to show you that they care. You're placing your happiness, your sense of value, in their hands. And when they don't meet your expectations, it feels like a personal failure. But here's the hard truth. You can't control whether someone reaches out to you. You can't control how they feel or whether they prioritize you. What you can control is your response to this dynamic. You can choose to stop chasing. You can choose to stop tying your worth to their attention. You can choose to focus on what you bring to the table, your time, your energy, your unique value, and protect it like the precious resource it is. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you internalize this, you stop reacting emotionally to every missed call or ignored message. Instead, you approach the situation with clarity and control. You remind yourself that their behavior is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their priorities, which you cannot dictate. But here's where the magic happens. When you stop reacting, when you stop chasing, you create space. And in that space, people begin to notice your absence. They start to wonder why you've pulled back, why you're no longer so available, why you're not the same person who was always reaching out. That curiosity, that's the spark you're looking for. This isn't about playing hard to get or pretending to be indifferent. It's about actually becoming indifferent, not in a cold or uncaring way, but in a way that says, "I am whole on my own. Your attention is welcome, but not required." This is the core of the Stoic mindset, to place your energy and focus where it can have the most impact, on yourself. When you do this, something shifts in the dynamic. You stop being the one waiting for validation, and you start becoming the person they want to validate. Your energy becomes magnetic because it's no longer desperate or needy. It's calm, confident, and self-assured. And let me tell you, nothing is more attractive than someone who knows their worth and refuses to compromise it. Right now, I want you to take a deep breath and repeat this to yourself. I am enough, just as I am. Say it again, louder this time. I am enough, just as I am. This isn't just a mantra, it's a reminder of the power you hold within you. Before we move on, I want you to affirm this in the comments. Type, I am enough, because from this moment on, you're stepping into a new way of thinking, a Stoic way of thinking. And in the next section, we'll dive into why chasing doesn't just fail, but actively pushes people away. Stay with me. This is where things get really interesting. Let's get real about chasing and why it never works, why in fact it pushes people further away. On the surface, it seems logical, right? If you want something, you go after it. If you care about someone, you show them. But here's the problem. When you chase, you're sending an unspoken message that you don't believe you're enough on your own. And whether people realize it consciously or not, they pick up on this energy. Think about it. Have you ever had someone chase you relentlessly? Maybe they texted you all the time, called constantly, or tried too hard to win your attention. How did it make you feel? Did you find it attractive? Or did it feel overwhelming, even suffocating? That's the effect chasing has. It communicates insecurity, desperation, and a lack of boundaries, all things that make people pull back. Here's why. Chasing flips the power dynamic. It tells the other person that they're the prize, and you're just lucky to be in their orbit. It puts them on a pedestal, while you willingly diminish your own value. And people don't respect what they don't have to earn. They don't desire what's too easily available. But it's not just about respect or attraction. Chasing also robs you of your own sense of dignity and control. When you're always the one reaching out, always trying to close the gap, you're pouring energy into something that's not being reciprocated. And over time, that imbalance drains you. It leaves you feeling empty, frustrated, and resentful. Now let's take a step back and look at this through the lens of Stoicism. The Stoics taught that true strength comes from focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. When you chase someone, you're trying to control their feelings, their actions, their attention. But here's the truth. You can't control any of that. All you can control is your own energy and how you choose to use it. When you stop chasing, you shift your focus inward. You start investing your time and attention into yourself, your growth, your goals, your happiness. And here's the irony. When you stop chasing others, they start chasing you. Why? Because you've become the thing they now have to earn. You've created scarcity, and scarcity creates value. Think about this for a moment. When was the last time you truly appreciated something that was always available, always easy, always there? Probably never. But the things you've had to work for, the relationships, the opportunities, the goals, they're the ones you value most. That's human nature. We're drawn to what challenges us, what makes us curious, what feels just out of reach. So, what's the takeaway here? It's simple. Stop running after people who wouldn't take a single step toward you. Stop trying to prove your worth to someone who doesn't see it. Instead, focus on becoming someone who doesn't need to chase, because you know your value is self-evident. Right now, I want you to make a choice. Decide that from this moment on, you will no longer chase. Decide that your energy is too valuable to waste on people who don't reciprocate it. Go to the comments and type, "I am the prize." Say it with conviction, because you are. In the next section, we'll talk about the power of indifference, why pulling back doesn't just protect your energy, but makes you irresistible. Stay with me, because this is where everything starts to shift. Now, let's talk about one of the most misunderstood yet incredibly powerful concepts in relationships: indifference. I know what you're thinking. Indifference? That sounds cold, detached. Isn't that the opposite of caring? But let me stop you right there, because true indifference isn't about shutting people out or pretending you don't care. It's about mastering your emotions and reclaiming your energy. It's about detaching from outcomes you can't control, and in doing so, becoming magnetic. You see, when you're indifferent in the right way, you send a subtle but powerful signal: I value myself. My happiness isn't dependent on your attention or approval. And that energy, it's intoxicating. It's the kind of confidence that makes people lean in, curious and intrigued, because you're not giving them the validation they're used to getting so easily. Think of it this way: when you're overly eager, constantly texting, calling, or showing up, you make yourself predictable. Predictability kills mystery, and mystery is what keeps people hooked. Indifference, on the other hand, creates just enough distance to make someone wonder about you. It plants a seed in their mind. Why aren't they chasing me? What are they thinking? What are they doing? And suddenly, you're not just another person in their life. You're the one they can't stop thinking about. But here's the thing: indifference isn't a trick. It's not about faking confidence or playing hard to get. It has to come from a genuine place. That's where Stoicism comes in. The Stoics believed in focusing only on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, your reactions. When you embrace this mindset, you naturally become indifferent to the things you can't control, like someone else's feelings or decisions. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. It means you detach from the need for someone else's validation. You stop placing your self-worth in their hands, and instead, you anchor it within yourself. And when you do this, something incredible happens. People feel the shift. They sense your confidence, your independence, your ability to be happy on your own. And that energy is irresistible. Now let's be clear. Indifference isn't about ignoring people or playing manipulative games. It's about balance. You still show interest, but you don't over-invest. You still care, but you don't overextend. You give them just enough to know you're there, but not so much that they take you for granted. It's a delicate dance, and when done right, it shifts the entire dynamic. Let me ask you this. When was the last time someone's indifference made you notice them more? Maybe it was someone who didn't reply right away, or seemed genuinely content on their own. Did it make you wonder about them? Did it make you want to reach out? That's the power of indifference. It creates space for curiosity and desire to grow. So, how do you apply this? Start by pulling back. If you're always the one texting first, stop. If you're always the one making plans, let them come to you. Focus on yourself. your goals, your hobbies, your passions. Build a life that excites you, whether they're part of it or not. This isn't about punishment. It's about prioritizing your energy. Right now, I want you to make a commitment to yourself. Go to the comments and type, "I detach with grace." Say it, because detachment isn't a loss. It's a gain. It's the moment you reclaim your energy and stop giving away your power for free. In the next section, we'll take this even further. I'll show you exactly how to use Stoic principles and subtle psychological techniques to make them not just notice your absence, but feel it. Stay with me, because this is where things get real. So, we've talked about the power of Stoicism and the impact of indifference. But how do you actually apply these principles to your life? How do you use Stoic wisdom to shift the dynamic so that they're the ones chasing you? The answer lies in 3 key steps: focus, discipline, and detachment. Let's start with focus. The Stoics taught that you must direct your energy toward what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and mindset. Right now, you might be focusing too much on what they're doing, what they're thinking, and why they're not reaching out. That energy is draining you, and worse, it's giving them power over your emotions. Instead, bring your focus back to yourself. Ask yourself, what can I do right now to improve my own life? Maybe it's hitting the gym, learning a new skill, or diving into a passion project. When you focus on yourself, you naturally become more confident, more fulfilled, and ultimately more attractive. Next is discipline. Applying Stoicism requires consistency. It's not enough to pull back for a day or two and then fall back into old patterns of chasing. You need to commit to your boundaries. For example, if you've decided to stop texting first, stick to it. If you've chosen to focus on your own growth, don't let their sudden attention derail you. Discipline is about staying true to your goals and values, even when it's tempting to slip back into comfort zones. Now let's talk about detachment. This is the cornerstone of the Stoic mindset. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. It's about letting go of the need for a specific outcome. You're no longer chasing their validation or attention because your sense of worth isn't tied to what they do or don't do. Instead, you're anchored in yourself. Imagine for a moment how liberating that feels. Imagine waking up in the morning and not checking your phone to see if they texted. Imagine living your day fully without the constant background noise of wondering when or if they'll call. That's detachment. And when you master it, you'll notice something fascinating. People sense it. They sense that you're no longer waiting for them, and it creates an undeniable pull. Suddenly, they're the ones wondering about you. They're the ones reaching out because your energy has shifted. Here's a practical way to practice detachment. The next time you catch yourself obsessing over whether they'll text or call, pause. Take a deep breath and remind yourself, this is beyond my control. My value isn't tied to their actions. Then redirect that energy into something that serves you. Go for a run, meditate, call a friend, or work on a goal. Over time, this habit will rewire your mindset and reinforce your independence. And here's the most beautiful part. When you fully embrace Stoicism, you'll find that you're not just detaching from them. You're detaching from all the things that used to drain you. You stop worrying about what others think, stop over-analyzing every interaction, and start living with a sense of freedom and confidence that's deeply magnetic. Now, let's make this real. Go to the comments and type, "I focus on my growth." Declare it, because this is your reminder to put yourself first, not out of selfishness, but out of respect for your own worth. In the next section, we'll talk about how to amplify these changes with subtle psychological strategies that make you unforgettable. Stay with me, because this is where we get tactical. Now that you've embraced the Stoic mindset, let's take it a step further. What if you could subtly shift the way others perceive you without saying a word? This is where the art of dark psychology comes into play. Don't be alarmed. This isn't about manipulation or deceit. It's about understanding human behavior and using subtle ethical techniques to create a lasting impression. At its core, dark psychology leverages principles like scarcity, unpredictability, and mirroring. These aren't tricks. They're natural elements of attraction that, when used intentionally, make you stand out and command attention. Let's break this down into 3 simple tactics you can use right now. The first tactic is scarcity. People value what feels rare or exclusive. If you're always available, always the first to respond, always saying yes, you're unintentionally making yourself too accessible. And when something feels too easy to get, it loses its appeal. Instead, create a sense of scarcity. Don't reply to texts immediately. Take your time. Be selective about when you're available to meet. This isn't about playing games. It's about showing that your time and energy are precious. And when people sense that they can't have all of you whenever they want, they'll start to appreciate every moment they do get. The second tactic is unpredictability. Human beings are wired to be curious about what they don't fully understand. If you're always predictable, always texting at the same time, always answering the same way, it becomes routine. And routine is boring. To spark curiosity, mix things up. Be warm and engaging one day, but a little more reserved the next. Share a glimpse of your life, but not the whole story. Keep them guessing. This unpredictability keeps people intrigued and invested because they're constantly trying to figure you out. The third tactic is mirroring. This is one of the simplest yet most powerful techniques in dark psychology. People are naturally drawn to those who reflect their own energy, interests, and values. When you mirror someone's tone, pace, or even body language in subtle ways, it creates a sense of connection and familiarity. But here's the key: don't overdo it. Mirroring works best when it's subconscious. It's not about copying them. It's about meeting them where they are, then gradually pulling back to let them come closer to you. Here's an example of how these tactics work together. Imagine they finally text you. Instead of responding immediately, you wait a little while. When you do reply, your message is thoughtful but concise. Scarcity. You're engaging, but you don't reveal everything about your day. Unpredictability. And when you're face to face, you subtly align your energy with theirs. Mirroring. Do you see how these small adjustments create a dynamic where they're leaning in, investing more, and valuing your presence? Now, let me make this clear. These tactics are tools, not weapons. They're not about manipulating or deceiving anyone. They're about reclaiming your power, creating healthy boundaries, and fostering genuine connection. And when combined with the Stoic mindset, they become incredibly effective. Take a moment to affirm your commitment to this approach. Go to the comments and type, "I protect my energy." Say it, because this is your reminder that your time, attention, and presence are valuable, and anyone who wants them should be willing to earn them. In the next section, we'll talk about building inner value, the foundation of everything you've learned so far. This is where true confidence and magnetism come from. Stay with me, because this is how you become truly unforgettable. Let's take a moment to shift the focus inward, because here's the truth. Everything we've talked about, Stoicism, indifference, and psychological strategies, hinges on one thing: your inner value. The foundation of becoming someone others chase isn't about tactics or tricks. It's about becoming a person of such depth, confidence, and purpose that people can't help but be drawn to you. So, how do you build this kind of inner value? It starts with understanding that your worth isn't tied to how others treat you. It's not about how many texts you get, how often they call, or how much attention they give you. Your value is intrinsic. It comes from who you are, what you stand for, and how you choose to show up in the world. The first step is to invest in yourself. Ask yourself, what am I doing to grow, to improve, to become the best version of me? This could mean pursuing a passion, building your career, taking care of your health, or expanding your knowledge. When you dedicate time and energy to your own growth, you develop a quiet, unshakable confidence. You stop needing validation from others because you've already validated yourself. And let me tell you, that kind of self-assurance is magnetic. Next, define your boundaries. Inner value means knowing what you will and won't tolerate. It's about setting standards for how you expect to be treated and sticking to them. When you have clear boundaries, you communicate to others that your time, energy, and presence are valuable. And when they see that you respect yourself, they'll respect you more too. Another critical piece is self-respect. This is about the promises you make to yourself and whether you keep them. For example, if you say you're going to start prioritizing your goals, do you follow through? If you commit to pulling back and not chasing, do you stick to it? Every time you honor your word to yourself, you reinforce your self-respect. And every time you break it, you chip away at your confidence. Building inner value means becoming someone you can trust, someone who lives with integrity. And finally, surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. If you're constantly around people who drain your energy or make you feel small, it's harder to see your own worth. But when you're surrounded by individuals who challenge you, support you, and remind you of your potential, you naturally rise to their level. Choose your circle wisely, because the people in your life have a profound impact on how you see yourself. Here's the beautiful thing about building inner value. It doesn't just change how you feel about yourself, it changes how others see you too. When you walk into a room with confidence, purpose, and a strong sense of self, people notice. They're drawn to your energy, your presence, your authenticity. You become someone they don't just want to be around. They want to earn the privilege of being in your life. So, let's make this real. Go to the comments and type, "I invest in me." Say it, because this is your reminder that the best investment you'll ever make is in yourself. When you prioritize your growth, your boundaries, and your self-respect, you become truly unstoppable. In the next section, we'll talk about consistency, why staying committed to these principles is what ultimately separates the chasers from the ones being chased. Stay with me, because this is how you ensure long-term success in every relationship. Consistency is where the magic happens. You can learn all the strategies, embrace the Stoic mindset, and practice detachment. But without consistency, it all falls apart. The truth is, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's the small, intentional choices you make every single day that create lasting change. Think about it like this. When you start pulling back, focusing on yourself, and building your inner value, people will notice the shift. At first, they might not know how to respond. Maybe they'll test your boundaries. Maybe they'll try to pull you back into old patterns. This is where consistency becomes your superpower. It's about standing firm in your new energy and refusing to revert to the behaviors that no longer serve you. Let's use an example. Imagine you've stopped texting them first. Days go by, and suddenly they send you a casual, "Hey." The temptation to jump back into old habits can be overwhelming. You might feel the urge to reply instantly, over-explain your absence, or fall into the same dynamic of over-investing. But here's what you need to remember. Your new approach is working. That "hey," it's a sign that they've noticed your absence. It's a reaction to the space you've created. Don't undo the progress by rushing back too quickly. Respond when you're ready and keep the energy balanced. Consistency also applies to the way you invest in yourself. It's easy to start strong, working on your goals, embracing your independence, and focusing on your growth. But what happens when life gets busy, or they suddenly start giving you attention again? The key is to stay committed to yourself no matter what. Remember, the foundation of your transformation isn't their attention, it's the work you're doing on yourself. The Stoics believed in something called ataraxia, a state of unshakable calm and inner peace. To achieve this, they practiced daily habits that reinforced their philosophy. You can do the same, whether it's journaling, meditating, exercising, or simply reminding yourself of your goals. These small, consistent actions will keep you grounded and aligned with your new mindset. And here's the thing, people respect consistency. When they see that you're not just acting differently for a few days, but truly embodying this new energy, they'll take notice. They'll realize that you're not playing games, you've genuinely evolved. And that's when the dynamic shifts. They stop seeing you as someone who's always there, always available, and start seeing you as someone they want to work to keep in their life. But let me warn you, consistency can feel lonely at times. When you're no longer chasing, no longer overextending, it can feel like you're losing connection. But that's an illusion. The relationships worth keeping will thrive in this new balance, and the ones that don't, they were never meant to stay. So, how do you stay consistent? By remembering your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you prioritizing your growth, your energy, and your boundaries? Write it down, keep it close. And whenever you feel tempted to go back to old patterns, remind yourself of the future you're building. Take a moment now to affirm your commitment. Go to the comments and type, "I stay consistent." Say it, because consistency isn't just about actions, it's about mindset. It's about deciding every single day that you're worth the effort. In the next and final section, we'll wrap everything up and talk about how to ensure this transformation becomes permanent. Stay with me, because your journey doesn't end here. It's just beginning. We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From the frustrations of always being the one who tries, to embracing the Stoic mindset, to using subtle yet powerful strategies that shift the dynamic in your favor. But here's the most important part. This isn't just a temporary fix. This is a permanent transformation, a new way of showing up in your life and your relationships. So how do you make it last? By anchoring yourself in everything we've discussed and committing to living these principles daily. Let's recap the most important steps. First, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your energy. Stop waiting for others to validate you, because your worth isn't tied to anyone else's attention. It's tied to how you see yourself. Second, set clear boundaries and honor them. When you respect yourself, others will follow suit. Remember, your time and energy are valuable. Don't give them away to anyone who doesn't appreciate them. Third, create space for others to miss you. Scarcity and indifference aren't about manipulation, they're about balance. When you stop chasing and start focusing on your own growth, you naturally become someone others want to pursue. Finally, stay consistent. Transformation isn't a one-time event, it's a process. The more you live in alignment with your values, the more this new energy will become second nature. And when that happens, you'll realize something incredible. You're no longer worried about whether they text or call first. You're too busy living your life, achieving your goals, and becoming the person you were always meant to be. And here's the irony. When you stop needing their attention, that's when they'll start giving it freely. They'll sense your confidence, your independence, and your self-respect. And they'll realize that they need to step up if they want to be part of your life. You've shifted the balance, not by controlling them, but by mastering yourself. Now, as we wrap up, I want you to take one final step. Go to the comments and type, "I am unstoppable." Let this be your declaration, not just for today, but for every day moving forward. You're no longer waiting, chasing, or compromising your worth. You're stepping into your power, and the world will take notice. If you found value in this journey, don't stop here. Hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss another opportunity to grow, learn, and transform. And remember, this isn't just a video, it's the beginning of a new chapter in your life. You've got this. You're strong, You're capable, and you're worth every ounce of effort. Thank you for being here with me today. Until next time, stay strong, stay focused, and remember, you are unstoppable.